If the Sugar Bowl's over, you're gonna have to, make up your mind. Do you want to go to the NFL? Do you want to stick around? What's that process going to be like for you? How are you going to approach that decision?
It's going to be a family decision. Of course, I have a pretty good, indicator with my dad being on that side of the business, and I can talk with my parents, talk with my sisters, and come up with the best plan for myself. But it's definitely something that I think about after this game.
Not worrying about it at all right now, though.
No, man. Right now, we're worried about us playing against Alabama. Man, I owe it to my teammates downstairs to be 100% into this game. So that's what I am right now.
What's it say about this team that there have not been opt-outs? Because you look all over the landscape. There are a lot of good players on a lot of really good teams that are choosing not to play bowls.
Yes, sir. It kind of just talks about the type of team that we have here, the family that we've built, the culture that we've built, man. Everybody wants to finish the thing the right way, and that's together down in New Orleans and fighting to play one more game together because we've been in this thing for 12 months now, and we want to finish it the right way.
Was there any thought of you opting out in this game?
No, sir. As soon as we got the Sugar Bowl bid, the Sugar Bowl's been a game that I wanted to play in since I was a little kid. I've watched it every single year, from Alabama with playing against Ohio State with Ezekiel Elliott, and just going up Alabama playing Clemson and all of these types of games. Clemson playing Ohio State. To be in this type of game, man, it's a game that I'm going to relish. And playing in the Superdome, man, that's a big time.
What do you think about Alabama, an opportunity to play against a program like that?
Yeah, man, they're standard. You've seen what Nick Saban's done with that program and the players that they brought in, the players that they continue to bring in. It's no different this year. A really good football team, and man, super excited for this opportunity.
How would Deuce Vaughn summarize what you've accomplished in 36 college games?
It's hard to put into words. It's unreal, the amount of success that I've been able to have. And, of course, I'm probably like a broken record. I can't take all the credit for the things that I've done. I've had so many hands poured in, so many people poured into me over my time here. And 36 games have flown by. That's one thing I will say. And, man, I'm thankful for every single person that's been in my journey. And, man, it's unreal.
How sweet is that? Is a Big 12 championship game memory for you? Get the long touchdown run, and then you guys hold on to win in overtime of that celebration.
That's huge. That's going to be something I'll never forget because winning a Big 12 championship is what we set out to do whenever I first got here as a freshman, and for it to be 3 years down the road now to be able to accomplish that with this team and these people inside this building, man, it's a big thank you.
This team, go ahead. This team has been underrated. Your coach said that. This team's been underrated all season long. You think the folks in the SEC are underrating you guys now?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen anything on social media. I haven't looked at anything, but we're comfortable in the underdog spot. We have that chip on our shoulder. That's how we attack our process of getting ready for every single game. So it's not going to be any different going into this one.
We'll say you guys were the betting favorite against TCU.
Really?
Yeah. So not everybody thinks you're the underdog.
No doubt, man.
What does it mean to you to see Darren Sproles on the sideline in Texas?
Huge. Second time seeing him in person. Been able to contact him. I have his phone number and things like that. He's been somebody that is, like I've said this before, the blueprint for a guy that's my size and plays this position. And to be able to talk with him for a little bit on that sideline. And then it was a big-time motivation as well to go out there and play well because, I mean, you have the greatest of all time to come through this program out there supporting you in a game like that, man. You run a little bit harder.
So he's somebody you can relate to when you see film or highlights of him playing?
Absolutely. He was somebody that I watched growing up, especially whenever he was in kind of his back end of his career in the NFL because once I got to high school and stopped growing, he was somebody that I kind of attached to because of his size and the way that he was doing things.
Mm-hmm. Which of you's bigger? You got up right next to him. Who's bigger?
I'd say about the same. What's it called? Which was really, really cool to be able to stand right next to him, be eye to eye with him. And he's probably a little bit thicker than I am, but man, we got some years to put on some pounds. But it was really, really cool.
How often have you rewatched the touchdown run you had against TCU?
It was on social media a whole bunch, so I'm not gonna lie. I've seen all types of different angles and angles from the sideline, angle from in the stands that people have sent me, and it's really cool. And just the feeling of hearing the crowd roar and everything like that was really, really cool because once you're running on the field and you're kind of monkey brain, so you don't really hear anything that's going on. So to hear those videos and how loud it was in that stadium was really, really cool.
Just Coach Kleiman talks a little bit about your visit here and you guys meeting in the office and the smile on your face. Always wear that smile. Like, why is it that you've always got a smile on your face?
Man, there's nothing not to smile about. Man, it's another opportunity. It's another day. Man, it's just a blessing to be here, a blessing to be in this position that I am right now. So, I mean, there's no reason not to smile, man. I get to play the game that I love every single day. I'm about to go practice today in an amazing indoor with my family, with my teammates. I mean, man, there's nothing not to smile about.
What do you remember from that visit up to K-State and sitting in his office and everything?
Just how genuine it was. Whenever I first got here, I mean, it was me and my mom. And she was blown away after the first day. And I remember sitting in his office and talking with him. And right then and there, I made up my mind that I was going to commit here. And my dad was like, take a couple of days. But I mean, I didn't need a couple of days. We're sitting there, me and my mom were just, ear to ear cheesing. And we got in the car to drive back 10 hours, and we talked about it the entire way home. Just how genuine everything was, the town. How everybody loved K-State, the way that everybody inside this building conducted themselves, and how it was really a family. And man, so on that ride back, man, it was really easy to make that decision.
So I was gonna say, so you really couldn't hear the crowd roaring when you had that run?
No, it's one of the things. Whenever you're on the field, people always ask me like, "Can you hear the Deuce?" And I can only hear it if I'm getting up after a first down. But whenever I'm running, I can't hear anything.
Well, I could hear it. Like as soon as you cut and that guy fell over, the crowd went from like here to here.
How reliable?
That's a fellow All-American with you. Obviously, that's a guy in his unit that directly affect you. So just what has he done for K-State and how great has his impact been?
Right. Just first and foremost, Cooper Beebe is somebody that I look up to, and I've looked up to ever since I got on campus. The way that he conducts his business, the way he goes about his business, the way that the person that he is off the field, he's somebody that I've attached to. And, man, he deserves everything that he's gotten this year. He deserves everything he's going to have going forward. He's an unbelievable player, but also an unbelievable person. He's directly impacted my life big time, and I'm so thankful for Coop and every single one of those O-linemen because, man, as you know, they work as a unit. And, man, he's a pretty good player at his position.
How reliable and valuable has this offensive line been from your perspective?
Really, really, really good. And that's one of the things. We played some really good fronts this year. We played some really good defenses this year, and they've been able to keep going. No, you good. There it is. They've been able to hold their own. And, man, that's the reason why we won the Big 12 championship. It's the reason why we were successful throughout this season, and we were able to win 10 games up to this point. It's because of those guys up front. Of course, we have the playmakers on the outside with Malik Knowles and Kay Warner and Phillip Brooks, but it started those guys up front. And so anytime that we can be thankful for them and talk about those guys in that type of light, we have to because, man, trust me, we're not where we are right now without those five guys up front and the guys that spilled them.
Are you surprised how quickly that group came together? Because, I mean, there was some major revamping of that line.
Yes, sir. It was one of those things when we got the spring ball. That's one of the things about our O-line in the locker room, on the field. Man, they're a really tight-knit group from the freshmen all the way up to the seniors. So them clicking, it was never really really hard thing for them to do because they know each other. They love each other. They hang out with each other pretty much every single day. They're partying in their own little section of the locker room every single day. So like they have that connection. They have that feel for each other. So when it's time to go play football, they're out there doing what they've been doing the entire time. So that made the transition a little seamless throughout the spring and then into the fall. Man, they just kept building that connection.
When you have the chance, do you follow guys like Jerick McKinnon, the guys kind of your size who play in the league?
Man, I just saw Jerick McKinnon's touchdown against the Broncos whenever Patrick Mahomes flipped it to him. And I love the way that the Chiefs used Jerick McKinnon. He was somebody that I watched when he was with the Vikings, when he was with the 49ers, just because he was a guy that's a little bit smaller but can absolutely go. And whenever they put him into like a gadget type look, a slot receiver, running back, get the ball out of the backfield, man, he's somebody I've always watched. He also had the screen touchdown against the Broncos. I mean, yeah, he's a guy that I watch all the time. Any guy that can kind of symbolize and resemble myself at that next level, man, I try to study, I try to watch all the time.